CLS. Oh. All right. So what we are going to see now, how we can manage life cycle of Docker container. Okay. So let's first pull the image. Just any image you can pull it out. Maybe let's pull Ubuntu, Docker pull Ubuntu. Yeah, hit enter. Good. Now this is image, right? So we can check with the Docker images command. So it should show me. All right. It's an image, but it's not container. To run the container, we have to use the Docker run command. So let's first check Docker ps. No container. Check Docker ps -a to check any container running in a background. No container running. So we do not have any container at all. Now we can create multiple container from the same image. Let's today create three container from the same image. So just write Docker space run -it, Docker run -it, a space -d. -d will create a container in a background. A space hyphen name. Make it pizza. A space Ubuntu. So since we have used -d, so it will not take you to the prompt, but container get created. Now repeat the same command. Only change the name pizza to burger. And last one again, say maybe make it a hot dog. So now we have a 3 container running from the same image. Yeah. All right. Now we can say here Docker ps. So it should show you are running 3 container. So the first fundamental that your image will be 1, but you will have multiple container you can create. You can create n number of containers. There is no limitation put by Docker itself. They say that as long as you have the hard disk, you can do that. So it means that when I am running the container, it is going to allocate memory, CPU, and it also allocate IP address. Okay, because
so what is Docker, the command to check the config of this?
Yeah, so it means that when we run the Docker, it basically allocate all the resources of your server, including your CPU, including your memory, and it also create one virtual switch, and in that virtual switch it is going to put all your container. So it means that the moment a container created, it should also get one IP. Now let's check one by one what IP exactly I have. So just type Docker inspect and try writing hot dog, or maybe pizza first. Try pizza first. Hit enter. So now if you see that, what is the IP address of this container? 172.17.0.2. Remember, pizza IP address is 172.17.0.2, and when you scroll up, you get all the related information regarding this container. What the networking we have, how much memory it is allocated, the CPU, what processes it is running. Everything you can get now into this whole bunch of information which is coming here. Correct? Let's do and run the same command. This time I want to, so what is the IP address we have? It's a 2, right? 172.17.0.2. Just say Docker inspect and type maybe burger. what should be the IP you expect? It should be 3, right? Ideally. Yeah, hit enter. Yes, it's 3, correct? Yeah. So when you run hot dog, it should be 4. All right. Yeah. So it means that you have to treat this container more like a virtual machine, because this is how the virtual machine attributes is, right? Every VM have a name, every VM have IP address, every VM gets CPU to run, every VM get memory to run. This is how this Docker container also get the whole detail. So two fundamental one, with the single image you can create n number of container. Fundamental number 2, each container connected with same switch, and they are going to get the IP address just like the VM. There is no difference at all. No difference at all when we are going to work on that container now. Now next one, that let's say for example, can you go to Docker PS again? For any XYZ reason, I want to shut down the container. So let's try, just say Docker stop, and you have to type container ID. So or let's type with the name, let's see if it work. Maybe pizza. Hit enter. Now just say Docker PS again.
Yep.
So one gone, but it has stopped. It's not deleted, right? It is still there, but it didn't stop state. So just check Docker PS -a. Correct. So it said that now if I want to start this container, so we have an option called Docker start. Yeah. All right. Check Docker PS. Back. Yeah. If you want to go inside any container which is running, let's say I want to now do some installation modification in any container. So we have used command Docker exec space, type the name of the container. Let's try if it works. Hit enter. We have to check the syntax. No, hold on. So it means that just give me a sec. Can you try Docker exec -it and then the name of the container? No. Again, Docker once again. Yeah, a space /bin/bash. So /bin/bash means I am going to instruct them to go inside. Hit enter. You are inside the container now. Correct? So it means that what the life cycle of container? Create container. How will you create the container? Docker run. Stop the container. How will you stop the container? Docker stop. You can start the container. How will you start the container? Docker start. You want to go inside the container, Docker exec. Yeah, execute. Sometimes it happens because you know that sometimes your laptop get freeze and you can't do anything. You can't stop it, right? You cannot do a proper shutdown because nothing is working. Yeah. Same thing can happen with container also. Sometimes your container get hanged, and if it hanged, you cannot stop it because the moment you try to issue a stop command, it will throw an error that no container is not responding at all. So you cannot stop it. So when you want to forcefully stop the container, remember the difference between proper shutdown and forceful shutdown. In a proper shutdown, it will close every application which is running and then it will shut down, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you press the power button of your laptop, then whatever is running inside will be gone. So there is another way to stop the container, is called Docker kill. So exit from here. Yeah, just say Docker PS. Now let's kill one of the container. We can do a stop, but a stop will work only when container is responding your stop call. Let's say something hang and get on. Just say Docker kill pizza. All right, say Docker PS. So it is similar like a stop. The only difference is that now you do a hard boot. Okay, you actually press the power button. So kill you only use when you found your container get hanged for any XYZ reason. Container is not responding your call. Okay, then you can go Docker kill. Next thing is that if you want to remove the container, because even if you stop or kill, container is still there, right? It is going to stay there in your system. So for any XYZ reason, I want to now remove this container. I do not, no longer I am going to work it here. So you have a command called Docker rm, and then one second. Sorry, just say Docker space prune, PRUNE space system. Hit enter. I think prune spelling is, one second, let me give you right command. It's a Docker space system space prune. System space prune. Hit enter. So it is going to ask you that I am going to remove the container which is a stopped state. So any container which is running, it will not remove. Okay. So just type Y. Yeah. Only one container deleted. Just go and check with the Docker PS and PS minus A.
But it says all stop containers, right?
Yeah, only all stop container. Yes.
But how come it stopped only one?
You have just killed one container, no? So it is in a stop state. Which one? Pizza.
But we haven't given any name, right? How does it know that it should stop it on?
No, any container which is in a stopped state.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah. So just type
it
Docker.
Won't touch anything that is running.
It running. No, it won't. Yeah.
Okay.
Just say Docker PS to confirm. Yeah. Just say Docker PS minus A. Yeah, nothing is there, right? Now, but you still have an image. So if you type Docker space image, just type. Yeah. Now let's pull one more image, CentOS. Just say Docker pull CentOS. So what we are dealing here right now is life cycle of Docker container. All right, say Docker images. You must have a 2 images right now. Good. Now I want to remove the CentOS.
Remove
the Ubuntu, because I do not may need this image, right? Because anyhow this image, even if you are not creating a container, it's going to occupy your 72.8 MB space in the hard disk, correct? Right? So just type Docker space RMI and space type Ubuntu. If not, then you have to hit enter. Just type image ID.
Image ID.
Look at that, what it is saying. Just see.
Yeah, it says it's running. That image is
Say
running.
that from that image, you actually have running two containers. So first you have to remove the container. So just remove the CentOS now, because CentOS we haven't used this as a reference image. Yeah. All right. Just say Docker images. Correct. It's gone. So it means that when you work on a container technology, these are the 5-6 things which you have to might be do, because possibly you are dealing with 10 images, 20 images at a time, right? So when you done with the image, you done with the container, the best part is that remove that, otherwise it will keep occupying your resources here, right? Yes. Yeah. So this is what exactly the whole Docker means for me. So 3 fundamental you always remember. Docker means 3 part. First part is called image, right? And where you get the image, the only source of your image is Docker Hub. Okay, there is no way you can get the image. Second part, that you have to from that image you need to create container. Container is a running instance of image, and within the container actually you work, you do your job, you install software, something like that. Then whatever you do in the container, if you want to make it permanent, you have to convert that container into image by using Docker commit command, right? Yeah. Last thing, that when you are working on container, you have to keep your Docker system healthy, should have a resources. How will you do that? By terminating the unused container, or by removing the unused you can say images, right? It should not keep occupying your Docker environment, otherwise you might run out of your resources. Is that clear so far, Praveen?
Yep.
Yeah. Now one very important part which is now absolute, that's why now Kubernetes come into the picture, but you should know because that technology was sometime before it exists, and maybe chances that few of the customer still use that technology. So for an example, I want to run my container into multiple node. Why I should go and run on a multiple node? Because if by any chance, if my node failure, still one maybe another node means a physical server or virtual server. Another virtual server is still running some of the part of the container. So can you open a paintbrush and let me first explain this to you. But remember, this is now absolute, and it is already replaced by Kubernetes. Anything maybe spent? Or do one thing. Go to YouTube. Thing called Docker Hub login. It's a Docker space login. Correct? Yeah. So that question went wrong. Okay, no problem. So if you wish to use base image and make modification to personalize it, how you do that? So base image maybe Ubuntu, CentOS, and then I want to personalize it. So yes, we have to first pull the image and then create container and access that prompt to install an application. Perfect. Yes. How do you create container from an image? Which command generally be done?
Docker. Yeah.
Sure.
No.
Docker run IT. Yes. How do you list the running container? Yes.
Yes.
How do you start, stop, and kill a container? All of the above. Valid question. How to delete an image from a local storage system? We just delete an image right now. Yeah, very good. What are the three major components of Docker architecture? Must have a registry is Docker Hub, Docker host is your where you install the Docker, and client is a client software. Yeah, exactly. What is Docker Swarm? Yes. Yeah. You cannot create multiple containers from the same image. True or false?
False.
False. What is not true about Docker Hub?
First, not really.
No. If it's not a network storage, you cannot store the image, right? If it is not a network service, you cannot access over internet. Yes, it's not a private repository. Okay, you have an option to make it public or private. Yeah, I think one answer is wrong. Two, in fact. One is by deliberate wrong. So click view answer. So second one is should be Docker logging, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then one will be wrong.
Oh, okay. True.
You can't, or you can't create multiple.
No,
But
this
right?
question itself is wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong. You can create.
If you remember, in
Oh, okay.
it also one question was willingly put wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, good. So tomorrow we are catch up with Kubernetes.